What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Steph, growing in Zone 6B. If you are here for the first time, welcome for the first time. So today is an indoor preserving day. I am in my kitchen, as you can tell. Excuse the mess. My dishes are washed. You know, it looks like a regular kitchen. I've been in here moving and shaking and working, and so it is what it is as far as how my kitchen looks. There are several ways that you can preserve your food and make it last without having a lot of fancy equipment, without having, you know, anything. So I want to talk to you guys about some of the ways that I do preservation. So for me, I have said in the previous videos, preservation is not only about the things that you can grow. So I am a small space gardener. I only have so much room, which means I'm only going to get so much of a yield. When I go to the grocery store, if there's something on sale, I normally will buy it in bulk, try to get an abundance of it, and so forth. So today, what I have gotten is apples, and I have gotten mushrooms. So I like to use every part of my apple. I like to make wine. I'm a wine making hobbyist. So I utilize my apple from the core to the peel to the actual fruit on the inside, and I use it to make wine, apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to try dehydrating some. So I bought a dehydrator last year off Facebook Marketplace. It cost me 20 bucks, I think, and it is a 6-tier. Now I can show you guys what it looks like. So I'm gonna lean this camera down. So this is my dehydrator. Scoot back so you guys can see. And this is what I got going on. So as you can see, this is my dehydrator. It is 6 tiers, 3, 4, 5 tiers. The first time I tried to dehydrate something, I will tell you it was a complete user error. So I tried to dehydrate onions last season. They turned out well, but it took me a really, really long time to get them to dehydrate. This time around, I did not have the same experience. The dehydrator comes with this top right here that you open and close. So I did some research. I read up on it, and you know what I found out is you leave this top completely open, of course, so the moisture can escape. If you buy something used off like Facebook Marketplace, you may not get any instructions to go with it. That's the reality of the situation. So you have to do your due diligence, do your own homework, and figure out how to use the items that you want. I also purchased a water bath canner last year from Walmart. That water bath canner cost me maybe 22 bucks. The kit on Amazon that I got cost me maybe 10 bucks. So all in all, I probably spent about $50 or so to get a dehydrator, a water bath canner, and water bath canning supplies. So like I said, I like to make wine. I like to make apple cider vinegar, and I have some mushrooms that were on sale that I got from the grocery store. So for dehydration, I'm going to dehydrate my mushrooms. I want them completely dried out. You don't want them to overlap. I find that, you know, if the slices are a little thicker, you have to take a little longer to dehydrate them. Mushrooms are tricky. They have to be fully dried out in order for them to store well. So you want to make sure that when you are dehydrating them, you want to make sure that they are completely dried out. I don't use dehydrator to dry my herbs. if I am drying herbs, I dry them in a brown paper bag. I will link that video, or actually it's a short. I will link that short in the video description so that you're able to see it. That is a really simple method. It does not require anything but your herbs in a brown paper bag. I also have 3 trays of apple peels. So with the apple peels, what I am planning on doing is making a tea. I use my herbs to make tea. Here is my mint that I dried via the paper bag method. I have so much mint, I'm going to dry some more, but I'm thinking I'm going to make an apple mint tea. Apple peels are very good for you. They have a lot of antioxidants. They, from what I read, can provide some immunity and digestive support. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now, in addition to that, I have some sliced apples right here. And with these sliced apples, I am going to make apple wine. I have some more sliced apples in the freezer. With those sliced apples, I might make an apple preserve, like apple butter, or I may make an apple jelly. And then I have my apple core. This is core. This is water, and this is a pinch of sugar. So for apple cider vinegar, I normally make it in a gallon jar like this. So I put my cores, I put my extra peels in there, and I put either filtered, distilled, or boiled water in here. You don't want chlorine in your water when you're making wine or apple cider vinegar. So I use some kind of filtered water. For every gallon of water, I just fill the jar up. There's a lot of recipes on making apple cider vinegar. And to be perfectly honest, I just put the peels in there and the cores in there and fill it up past the point of the water and put 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar in there to get it going. And if I want to put in some of the mother from the store-bought apple cider vinegar that I bought, I'll go ahead and do that. So I let this sit with a towel like this over it. You can use a dish towel, a clean dish towel. You can use a cheesecloth. You can use a hand towel, a thin hand towel. Any of that will work. The thing about wine and vinegar, it's not that much different. So the process of making wine requires a fermentation of fruit, water, yeast. For apple cider vinegar, the only thing that you are doing is allowing the fermentation process to go without the yeast. You're not making alcohol, so you don't really need the yeast. And you're allowing it to ferment. And when it's done fermenting, you allow the air to escape. The air is what creates that vinegar taste. So if you ever had a homemade wine and it tastes a little like vinegar, it is because somehow it has oxidized and turned into vinegar. I made some red wine vinegar that way by accident. Last year I made cherry tomato and sweet cherry wine, and it turned out a little bit like a brandy, and so I ended up making sangria with that. So kind of the point is you want to utilize, whatever it is you have, whether you bought it from the grocery store in bulk or whether you went ahead and grew it yourself, and try to use as much of it as you can. My kitchen scraps, my vegetable scraps, I use the carrot tops, the onion peels. I save, or if I grow a carrot that's too small, I save those things to make vegetable broth. That's a good way to preserve as well. You can add herbs to your vegetable broth. I make mine with no sodium because when I make a soup or something like that, I can always add the sodium. You don't want to add any leafy greens. Leafy greens are not for vegetable broth. You don't want to add anything like that. But you can add carrots, celery, onions, and other root crops to make a vegetable broth. So that's another thing that I do. I put that in the freezer. My other apple slices are also in the freezer. And then here is some apple cider vinegar I made that does not have the mother. You can see it is not moldy. I use it for salads. I use it for making fresh salad dressing. I use it for cooking and so forth. So this is a really easy thing to do. I think all of the apples that I bought, I probably got like at least, I would say 8 or 9 pounds of apples, and it only cost me probably $10, something like that. I don't know. It was a lot though, but it was cheap. I always look on the clearance rack in the grocery store. My grocery store has like a clearance bin where they're trying to sell stuff quick, and if they do that, then I'll go ahead and buy it. If I buy anything from the grocery store, like I did broccoli last month, I will always wash in white vinegar, soak in white vinegar to get the pesticides off. I know that's probably not, all of the pesticides, but, I at least want to give it a good scrub before I use it. And then, when my peels, my mushrooms are done, I will store them in mason jars, and when I'm ready to use them, I just pop them out. So, really, that's it, you guys. I'm gonna pull y'all up so y'all can see me. I just wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about, preservation. I can't get this camera right. Okay. I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about preservation. Sometimes I make these type of videos. I'll be heading outside in a little bit to do some gardening once the rain has subsided. But for now, I'm going to use what I have. I'm going to go ahead and do my thing here in the kitchen. And then by the fall and winter time come, guess what? I ain't had no waste. All right, y'all. That's going to do it. You guys take care. Think about something that you can do simple. Like, it didn't take me that long to do this. I haven't been in the kitchen for hours. In fact, I'm on my lunch break. So it took me like less than an hour to cut up these apples, get this apple cider vinegar started. I'm going to get some wine started. That process is a little more involved. And so, because it requires proper sanitation and that sort of thing. So, I may not start that till later, but I can start a little bit at a time, chunk it off until it all gets done. All right. If you like this video, if you want to see more from me, please like, share, and subscribe. And get out there, get growing, get preserving. It's not intimidating. I swear, just find an easy way to do it that works for you. And then it'll be a little less scary. All right. I'll see y'all on the next video. Y'all take care. And bye for now.